Rhythm Revolution! Welcome back to another episode of Rhythm Revolution. You know, I love teaching rhythm, and I love playing around with rhythm as well. And when I did this track, which you just heard, I literally had decided that I was going to use one chord. Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to write a riff or a part with just one chord. Now, obviously, I use a bunch of variations of that chord, and that was the secret to it. I basically took the E flat chord, which I was using as the basis of the track of the riff, and I found as many variations as I possibly could, and then I tagged them all together to see if they worked, and some of them worked better than others. So the ones you heard on the track really worked well together and just gave me that progression that I wanted. So technically I'm using like 9 different chords, which I'm about to show you. But you know what, it was such a fun exercise because it actually showed me just how much I could do with a single chord. You know, I obviously started off with the E minor chord and then went from there, and I was basically just taking my fingers off, putting them on different places and seeing if it worked, and some of it sucked which didn't make it to the track, and most of it sounded amazing. So I am going to show you the 9 chords I used here, or the single chord and the 8 other variations. Yeah. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it! Yeah, taking one chord and, you know what, squeezing everything you can out of it. It was a really wonderful exercise for me to do because it kind of just opened up my mind to lots of variations of the same chord, and just how, you know, just playing around with the finger position of the notes that you're playing. You know, if I take my basic E minor, what if I changed the note on the D string from the 9th fret to the 10th fret? Or if I took my finger off the D string, so I'm playing the 7th fret of the G string. If I took my finger off the G string, I'm playing the 7th fret of the G string. Lots and lots of variations. So essentially I sat here and I did that. I did that exercise. It was like, does this work? Yeah, that sounds cool. What about this one? What about this one? What about this one? Not really. So I did come across some dud ones which, you know, didn't make it to the track, luckily. So what did I do here? So I started off with the E minor chord. I'm half step down. I'm going to call it E minor anyways. So barring off the 7th fret of the A string all the way down to the high E string, then the 9th fret of the D string and the G string, and the 8th fret of the B string. So that was my basis for it. And then what I did was I changed that to an E minor 7. Really simple move. Just took my pinky off the G string here. So now I'm playing the 7th fret of the G string. So the notes have changed very little. So I'm still playing the 7th fret of the A string, 9th fret of the D string. Now I'm playing the 7th fret of the G string, still playing the 8th fret of the B string, and the 7th fret of the E string. So nice little variation there. Alright, now what I did was I took my finger off the B string. So now I'm playing the 7th fret of the A, 9th fret of the D string, and then the 7th fret of the G, B, and the E strings. This gives me an E minor 7 sus2 chord. So I've already played 3 different variations of the same chord. It's still rooted in that E. Alrighty, now I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting, so I did an E minor 6. A chord which I really love. It sounds so good. Alright, so I've changed my fingering a little bit now. So this time I'm playing the 7th fret of the A string, still my root note, that E. I'm muting out the D string this time. So I'm playing a cut down variation of this chord. Then I'm playing the 6th fret of the G string and the 8th fret of the B string, which gives me my E minor 6. Then what I did was I switched the note on the B string from the 8th fret to the 7th fret. So this time I'm playing the 7th fret of the A string, muting out the D string, 6th fret of the G string, 7th fret of the B string. And that gives me an E minor 6 sus2. So we've had a couple of sus2s in there already. And then what I did was I went to the E minor 7 flat 13th. Yeah. When I did it, I didn't know what the chord was called. It just sounded cool. Then I looked it up for you guys so that I could teach it to you. So now what I'm doing is 7th fret of the A string. I'm stretching over to the 10th fret of the D string here. Then the 7th fret of the G string and the 8th fret of the B string, and then the 7th fret of the high E string as well. So this is very similar to our minor 7th chord. We're just, you know, shifting the note on the D string over from the 9th fret to the 10th fret. Yep, there you go. Alrighty, now what I did was I took my finger off the B string again, yeah, and that gave me my variation, which was the E7 sus2 flat 13. It really is called that. So this time I'm playing the 7th fret of the A string, 10th fret of the D string, 7th fret of the G string, B string, and the high E string. Beautiful, nice variation there. Alright, then I went to this chord. Again, a chord I really like playing. So this is an E sus4 chord. So what I'm doing is I'm on the 7th fret of the A string, 9th fret of the D string and the G string, and then I'm on the 10th fret of the B string. Now this sets me up perfectly to take my pinky off the 10th fret of the B string, come back to the 9th fret of the B string, and basically just bar it off, and gives me an E major chord, just a regular E chord. And there you go, there are 9 chords there. Number 1, which is the E minor, then number 2, the E minor 7, number 3, the E minor 7 sus2, then number 4 is the E minor 6, then number 5, I think we're at, let's see, I've got a chart up there, so I'm reading off it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, yep, is E minor 6 sus2. Alrighty, then we go to our E7 sus2 flat 13. Sorry, the E minor 7 flat 13, not the sus2 yet. E minor 7 flat 13, which is our number 6. Alright, number 7 is the E7 sus2, E minor 7 sus2 flat 13. Number 8 is our E sus4, and number 9 is our E major. And there you go, that's basically what created that intro riff there, you know, when I did it. That's it. It was simplicity. So there you go, guys. You know what? You can take a single chord and just find various different ways to play that chord, different voicings. and create something really, really, really melodic and cool. One of the things I really loved about playing this was it created almost like a melody line. It was you know, changing subtle notes which actually gave it a different voice, so it was kind of like, you know, a vocal part, like I was kind of almost playing a rhythm stroke lead part. It just worked so beautifully. Love, love, love that part. So I wanted to share it with you, just how you can take that one chord, and obviously you can play that over any chord you want. And I would love to hear from you as to, you know, which chords you experiment with and come up with variations of that chord, and how many different chords you can use in like an intro section or a verse section which is rooted in the same note. I was obviously rooted in the E here, but you can be rooted in whichever note you want, and how you came up with a variation of, you know, stuff within that single kind of key and that single note. It's a wonderful exercise. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, you know you do, because this is Rhythm Revolution, and I know you guys love Rhythm Revolution. Bring a revolution to the rhythm. Anywho's, have a fantastic day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification button, so you know when all the new videos are going to be coming out. Also, please do give the video a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media. It helps out a great deal. And if you'd like to support the channel, then you can do so by purchasing a wonderful, wonderful Rhythm Revolution t-shirt, which is super cool, as you can see, supported by this wonderful, beautiful model here. Or you can check out my Patreon page, etc, etc. Have a wonderful day, guys, and enjoy coming up with variations of the same chord. Yeah, write a section with just one single chord. Yeah, and if you do, share it with me. I would love to see it. Have a great day, guys. See you later. Ah!
The numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11,
Right.
11,
and most of
11,
the amps go up to 10.
Exactly.